The strikes have begun. Just hours ago, American B-2 stealth bombers crossed into Iranian airspace and hit multiple targets across the country. Simultaneously, Israeli F-35 fighters launched coordinated attacks on Iranian military facilities and Hezbollah command centers in Lebanon. Iran's supreme leader has already appeared on state television, declaring this an act of war that will be met with devastating response within 48 hours. Oil prices spiked 18% in the last 2 hours. Global stock markets are in free fall. Emergency meetings are happening at the UN, NATO headquarters, and the Pentagon. This isn't posturing anymore, this isn't threats and warnings. The largest Middle East military conflict in 4 decades has officially started. And what happens in the next 72 hours will determine whether this stays regional or explodes into something far worse. Here's exactly what to expect. The immediate question everyone's asking is, what did America and Israel actually hit? Based on initial reports, the targets appear to be Iran's nuclear enrichment facilities at Natanz and Fordo, underground bunkers built specifically to withstand conventional bombing. The fact that B-2 stealth bombers were used suggests these were bunker-buster strikes using massive ordnance penetrators, 30,000-pound bombs designed to destroy targets buried hundreds of feet underground. Israel's simultaneous strikes focused on Iranian weapons storage facilities in Syria and Hezbollah missile positions in southern Lebanon. The strategic message is clear. We're not just hitting Iran directly, we're dismantling their entire regional network of proxies and weapon supply chains. But here's what makes this terrifying. Iran has spent 2 decades preparing for exactly this scenario. Iran's retaliation won't look like a conventional military response. They can't match American and Israeli air power directly. Instead, expect a multi-pronged asymmetric strategy that unfolds over days, not hours. First, within 24 to 48 hours, massive missile barrages targeting U.S. bases in Iraq, Syria, and the Persian Gulf. Iran possesses hundreds of ballistic missiles specifically designed to overwhelm defensive systems through sheer numbers. Second, Hezbollah in Lebanon will launch thousands of rockets into northern Israel. Not dozens, thousands. Their arsenal is estimated at over 150,000 rockets and missiles, including precision-guided weapons that can hit Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Third, Iranian proxy forces in Iraq and Syria will attack American military installations and personnel. We're talking coordinated assaults on multiple bases simultaneously. Fourth, and this is what global markets are most terrified of, Iran will attempt to close or mine the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway through which 21% of the world's oil passes daily. Even a partial closure sends oil prices above $150 per barrel, triggering immediate global economic crisis. But Iran's most dangerous card isn't military, it's geopolitical. China and Russia have both issued statements in the last hour, condemning the strikes and calling for immediate cessation of aggression. That's diplomatic language, but the subtext is clear. If this escalates further, they may provide Iran with intelligence, advanced weapons, or even direct support. China depends on Iranian oil and has massive investments in Iranian infrastructure. Russia sees Iran as a critical ally in the Middle East. Neither wants to see Iran's government collapse or its military capabilities completely destroyed. This creates the nightmare scenario, a regional conflict that pulls in major powers on opposing sides. So what happens next? 3 possible paths forward. Path 1. Limited engagement. The strikes continue for 3 to 5 days, hitting specific military and nuclear targets. Then both sides de-escalate through back-channel negotiations. Iran retaliates proportionally, but doesn't cross red lines that would trigger full-scale war. Path 2. Regional war. Iran's retaliation is more severe than expected. Hezbollah's rocket attacks cause mass casualties in Israel. American bases are hit hard. Israel responds with ground operations in Lebanon. The conflict expands but remains contained to the Middle East. Path 3. Global crisis. The Strait of Hormuz is closed or mined. Oil prices spike to $200 per barrel. China or Russia provides Iran with advanced weapons or intelligence. The conflict spreads to multiple countries. Global recession becomes inevitable. Right now, in this moment, we're somewhere between Path 1 and Path 2. The next 72 hours of Iranian response will determine which direction this goes. One thing is absolutely certain. The Middle East you woke up to this morning no longer exists. The rules that kept this region in tense stability for years just shattered. And whether this ends in days or drags on for months, the consequences will reshape global politics, economics, and security for years to come.